No. No. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video I am talking about 4 books that will surely make you cry. Thumbs up this video if there is nothing better than literature and books and novels or whatever you want to call it that really touches you in emotional ways. I always know I'm reading a good book when I cry. All the tissue I've gone through being a reader, all the trees I've wasted. I want to talk about 4 books that have made me cry and why they've made me cry in this video. I personally love crying when reading. I don't care if it's out in public, I don't care if it's in my room, I don't care if it's in front of anyone. I love crying. I love being taken on a journey and becoming emotionally involved in characters. You always know it's a good sign when you cry. So let's get started. I'm gonna have to start off with an absolute classic, guys. I know you're all gonna agree. Snape's death in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This storyline, Snape, he was such a prominent and important figure in the Harry Potter universe, and when he died, although he was displayed as such a villain for so long, get an insight into his inner workings and in his inner mind and his tragic love story. And he is just such an incredible character that when you really get an insight into what he was thinking, his relationship with Lily when he was younger, it really kind of pulls on your heartstrings and it makes you cry all the time, even thinking about it. I'd be really interested to know in the comments below if you've cried at any other moments in the Harry Potter series. I know there's lots of special moments throughout the entirety of the books, but I have to admit, for me, Snape dying, Dobby dying, and Hedwig dying are the 3 top deaths. Oh yes, and then there's one of the Weasley boys. There's so many deaths! JK! Next I'm going to be talking about this novel, Mist and Whispers by C.M. Lucas, which, by the way, guys, is on sale for 99p/cent on Kindle for the entirety of this week until Sunday because of the Overtone's birthday. So if you've got a Kindle, you want to read this big fat book, go and get your copy. But I cried at this because basically this story is all about Anya, and Anya works at this little independent bookstore in England, and she is in love with the bookstore. She's in love with the owner. The owner's almost like a father figure to her. But then he gets taken ill, and his dying wish is for her to save the bookshop. The moment between Anya and him is just so touching and sad, and it's almost like a switch that turns and triggers a turn of events which happens to get to Anya where she is at the end of the book. This is all for Scott's bookshop, and just that whole conversation and the fact that he was dying on his deathbed and the fact that he, you know, is ill, is just very heart crumpling and scratching and breaking to reading any book about a character who is visualized by another character as a strong person. Seeing them be so weak and vulnerable is always very touching, and I thought that little scene between them was extremely heartbreaking. I remember shedding a tear whilst reading the book. Now this is a fantasy novel about Anya and her friends having to go and then save this bookshop from being closed down, and to do that they actually transport themselves into a magical world with dragon boys, eternal darkness, magical creatures and all that stuff. So yeah, oh, Scott's bookshop, the best bookshop ever. Now, there is a lot of scenes in the Throne of Glass series so far which trigger tears, and I don't want to name them all because it could be spoilers, and I know, for example, with Mist and Whispers and with the Harry Potter series, a lot of you are going to know or even just tell by the blurb what's going to be happening. But in the Throne of Glass, there is a character you meet in the sequel to this one, in Crown of Midnight, and she is a very strong mystical character who is killed, and the scene where she is killed is destroying. It is absolutely destroying. I read it on the beach and I was crying like a baby. For those who have read the Throne of Glass series so far, comment down below with the first initial of this character's name. I want to see if you guys get my gist of who it is in Crown of Midnight. I believe she dies after Crown of Midnight, but I can't remember exactly which book it happens in because so much happens. I mean, come on, really. Yeah, there's so many moments in this series which really tug at your heartstrings. So if you haven't read the Throne of Glass series yet, do so, but please carry around some Kleenex tissues or something because You're gonna need it. And last but not least, the book that's actually kind of inspired this video, because I have just had a crying session over on my bed a minute ago, and that is Crossroads by Mary Ting. Now, in this novel, we follow a girl called Claudia who gets entangled with an angel after she has these dreams of this mystical world. Turns out to be a place called the Crossroads, which is a place between heaven and earth. She's not really supposed to be there because she's not a special angel, or she's nothing like that. She's not a gatekeeper, she's nothing. Is she something? And then there's a scene in this book which I have just read between her grandmother figure and Claudia, and it is absolutely tear-jerking. Mary Ting. I've cried so many times over this author and her writing, it's not even funny anymore. Mary. This is a fantastic paranormal, urban paranormal by Mary Ting. It is indie published, which I really, really like, and I think the cover's gorgeous. But yeah, it has invoked lots of emotions for me, so yes. Guys, if you want to have a cry, it's lucky books are made from paper, because girl, you just dab those tears away. Dab them away. Thank you so much for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you've ever cried whilst reading, and definitely leave me a comment down below with a book that has made you cry. I would love to get some recommendations and cry some more. That would be great. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon for another video. Stay tuned. Bye bye.